Hey guys, I'm back again, and I just want to first wish you a very happy new year. And I'm wishing everybody health, wealth, peace, love, and of course loads of excellent reading this year 2021. We made it, y'all. We made it. So I came today, I thought I would do a little bit of a kind of goals in general video, a little bit about what I'm reading at the moment, and just how I hope that things will go this year, where I will be posting about my reading. So what's good and what I'm reading? Well, I don't know if it's good, but what am I reading at the moment? I am first reading House of Stone. This is by Novoyo Rosa Shuma. And this is the second book that we'll be reading in the Read So Lit book club. Whew. It's book number 2, y'all. If you're interested in joining the Patreon book club, the link is below. So we're reading this one, and we hope to finish it at the end of the month of January. So that's what we're reading. And in my Normandy book club here, we're reading All the Light We Cannot See. Okay. Look, y'all, I don't know. It's early days. I'm only like 40 pages in, and this book is hella long, which I didn't remember it being this long. 530 pages. So I'm going to let you know about this one, so stay tuned. As soon as I'm done, I will be doing a review. I should be discussing this with the book club. I think it's the second Saturday of January. So I'm getting on it now with the hopes I can finish it this week. So that's all for what I'm reading. Now, let's talk about these goals. As I saw last year, I went off and made the goal of reading 100 books in a year, and my ass crashed and burned. Okay, I'm not gonna get mad at myself for that. Shit happens. 2020 was it was a shit show. So what we have now is me being realistic. So usually what I do is I set my goal for 50 books. What I did this year is I set it for 60. And with that, we will see what happens. I'll read the 60 books, and if I read past 60, good for me. So we will see what happens as we progress during this year. Now, concerning my reading journal. So what I'm going to do this year is, so I finally received my reading journal. It's a Hipponoto, which has about 500 pages in it. And it is, as you can see, dotted on the inside. And I am going to be doing a little bit of mixing what I'm doing in this journal. So it's going to be essentially a reading journal, but I will be putting other things in there as well. Probably with my content that I post here on BookTube, over on Instagram, and on my blog. So the deal is I'm going to try to post every week on here, and I'm going to post once a week over on my blog. And of course, I'll be posting regularly over on Instagram, pictures and things like that. So if you really want to see sort of like me and my reading, or a little bit of my lifestyle on the daily, then I suggest that you follow me over on my Instagram, same name, which is Brown Girl Reading. If you want to follow the posts that I do specifically on Black writers over on Instagram, then you need to go over to the Read So Lit page, which is now a new page. I started it last year in June. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be doing, is trying to stay on the straight and narrow. That is a post a week. Okay, now if y'all get 2 posts, that's a good week. Okay, because You know, like I could say like, I'm gonna post twice a week on YouTube, twice a week on my blog, and then be failing like, you know, 1 month later. So I'm gonna be realistic. We're gonna post at least once a week on the YouTube, on the blog, and on, you know, Instagram. It'll be kind of regular, like every couple of days I put up a post on Read So Lit and on Brown Girl Reading. So if you need to know any of the places where I am, you can see on my page, it has all of the links to my different social media platforms. So that's that. Now let's get into some goals. What am I deciding to do for the year? So I have put up my goals. Now, the first is to do the same as I did last year, which is to focus on reading really good books. That is 4 or 5 stars. You know, try to hit the 4 or 5 star mark every time, or as close to it as we can. Because I think that goes a lot better than, you know, just hitting everything that comes out, you know, whether it's new and, oh my God, this is new, gotta have it, gotta read it. And then you read it and you're like, that was all right, you know. So I don't want to do that anymore because I had such a good experience last year doing it this way and it worked for me. Okay, next, I'm going to be journaling on the daily. Now, this is something I have a lot of trouble doing, which is just, you know, taking the time to just sit down and write about what I'm thinking at the moment or how I'm feeling at the moment or what I desire at the moment. And I think that's something that works really well for me because every time I do hashtag a journal mood with Peter from Comfy Cozy Up, I really enjoy the idea of journaling every day and I want to continue that. So I have been journaling every day. And I hope to continue that for the rest of this year. Next thing I want to do is I want to continue teaching myself Italian. Now, a couple of years back, I decided to start Italian, and even longer than that. That was like maybe 15 years ago. I said, I'm going to teach myself Italian, and I got like this, you know, typical method that you get that has the book and it has the CD and the thing. And I was doing it regularly and I was learning things, but I wasn't retaining things properly. So it kind of like tapered off and I didn't do it anymore. But then a couple of years ago, I started using Duolingo. And with Duolingo, it allowed me to practice Italian every day for about 15 to 20 minutes. And it's an app and you can either use it on your phone or on your computer. And I was using it on my desktop and every day I was going and using it for about 15 to 20 minutes and I was really learning and retaining things. And then I sloughed off and didn't do it anymore. And this year I'm determined to go back to it and to do it more seriously and to like make it a half an hour a day, you know, minimum 20 minutes a day, but try to strive for 30 minutes a day doing my Italian and trying to really get the basics down. So that's one big goal as well. Another thing I want to do is I want to read minimum 10 books that are over 400 pages. Now this is what I do. I've been doing this one for the past 3 or 4 years. No, I think 4 years. And I think there was only one time I didn't make it. And I really enjoy this because this is the way that I managed to push my page count up. It's because if you read bigger books, then your page count is going to be great. And if you notice, there's a lot of people, they read a lot of books, but their page count is fairly low, which is an indication that they've been reading shorter books. So last year I did the same. And in the end, I read 15 big books last year, which is like a record for me, like a record. I don't think I've ever read so many big books. So I'm going to definitely do that this year. Another thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to try to read 12 short story collections. Now, I just realized I have a shit ton of short story collections and I've hardly read any of them. So my goal is to read at least 12. So one a month. That can't be too hard to do. I'm going to try that. And I'm also going to try to read more Caribbean. I've put down here 10 Caribbean novels. Now, that shouldn't be too hard for me because I have quite a few on there on my shelves that I have not picked up yet. One in particular is the Book of Night Women. Yes, Peter. Yes, I see you. Okay. I said I was going to read it. It's on the list. Okay. It's on the list. And then, of course, I'm going to read 5 classics because last year I was working on reading Dickens, and I'll probably continue reading a few Dickens. I might read something else because I have other classics here that I've been wanting to pick up. So we'll see. And the other goal that I have is to get back into my creative writing. I want to try to work on this continuation to the short story that I had published at the end of 2019. So I kind of want to, I've been trying to work on a continuation of that story, but I'm not exactly sure which format it's going to take. If it's going to be a series of short stories that are linked, or if it's going to be one full-length novel. I'm still working on that. So I want to work on that project this year. And let's see, last but not least, I want to continue sketching because the last time we did a journal mood, I decided to do a sketching journaling combination. So what I did was I had a Moleskine art watercolor book that I had, and what I did was I drew and painted watercolor on one side of the page, and on the other side of the page I journaled, and if I needed to write more I just wrote on the back of the page. And I did that all throughout a journal mood in November, and I found that like I felt so good, you know, sketching and painting. Now, I'm not a watercolor expert at all. I barely know how to do it. I've just learned from watching YouTube videos, but it's something that I wanted to get back into is painting. Before, when I painted, I used a lot of gouache and acrylic, and I never really used watercolor, so using the watercolor was a challenge, and I really enjoyed it. And I want to continue to do sketching and watercoloring on my free time. So those are some of the goals that I have for 2021. And eventually, when I get this set up, I will kind of show you how I'm going to be using my Hipponoto. It's been a struggle because it didn't come until it came like the 30th of December or something. So really at the last minute. So I didn't have the luxury of the week before to actually, you know, get my journal set up, you know, and take the time to do that. So I started doing it from the first of the month on, and I think I'm almost finished kind of arranging it, but there's still some other things I need to make work for me. And when that's done, I'll come back with a video specifically on my reading journal so that you can see how I went about setting it up. So those are all of the goals and expectations of this year. I hope you guys have made some goals and expectations and that you will succeed at them, because let's just face it, I'm not giving up because we're having a bit of a shitty time right now, because we're all, you know, mostly in the house, bored in the house, and I'm in the house bored. I'm trying not to be bored. I'm trying to do everything in my possibility to make it so that I'm keeping myself busy. So I'm taking the time to organize my life around my work schedule, and yeah, I'm going to make the most of 2021. And yeah, and I hope you will too. I hope you'll all be sticking with me this 2021, because I'm planning on reading some bomb books this year. So the next video you will see will most likely be some of my top 4-star books. I think I'm going to do that, my top 4-star books. If you're interested in seeing my top 4-star books, you know, put in the comments section a thumbs up, or, you know, or say, yeah, I want to see that, you know, because I was thinking about it the other day because somebody asked me about it on Instagram, and I thought, yeah, that would be kind of good to do a video on my top 4-star books of 2020. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to get back to my reading, and I'll be back real soon with another video. Bye-bye.